have enough protein based upon your lean body mass, and then work backwards. The carbs and fats you start playing with, but the proteins are essential. They're all essential, really. Anyway, that's my quick little speech. I am doing a presentation today, so I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. All right, so wipers are mobility today. So simply lie on your back, feet flat on the floor first, knees pointing to the ceiling, and just gently rock your hips left and right. Try to keep your shoulders and hands planted into the ground. Not too aggressively though, you just want to let those hips loosen up. Literally take your time, take a deep breath, exhale on the way down. Pay attention to any left and right imbalances. More tight here or there, not a big deal. Just pay attention. You can pick up the pace a little bit, make it more dynamic. Get a few of those in there. You can continue with this just for a couple more minutes, or if you want to bring more core involved, you can just simply bring your feet up off the ground into a tabletop position. Keep your hands, knees, and hips. Ankles, knees, and hips in a 90-degree position. And then drop to one side. Feel the stretch in your lower back. Warm up. That was a good one, Kim. Yesterday we were having a little bit of difficulties with that clap. But all my shit's firing. All cylinders are firing today. We're doing get up. Turkish get up for our warm up. It's going to be broken down into 6 steps on the way up and 6 steps on the way down. And we're going to use a 12 beat per minute to hold us accountable and to make sure we kind of stop at each station and get the most out of the Turkish get up. Probably one of my favorite exercises, if not my favorite, as of lately. Does that make sense? I'm going to go a quick little demo. But do you think about it, is this more difficult or easier?
I don't know.
Exactly. Because with a kettlebell, you have an offset weight.
Right.
So the weight's on one side, so now it's pulling you this way, and you have to kind of stabilize this way. That weight is evenly distributed, and it's in the center of my shoulder. So depending on my wrist mobility and my grip, or my hand circumference, this may be easier for me. I don't know, I've never done it before. But first stop is kneeling position, keeping that arm straight. One thing in particular, I can't really bend that elbow or else I'm going to have to go like a little bit wobbly, topsy-turvy kind of thing. So that shoulder needs to be engaged, arm is straight, that's the first stop. Next stop, just straightening up that backhand, waiting for my stability to happen. Really, it should be closer to my hip. Okay, here, third step, big bridge up, squeezing the glutes, holding that here. Fourth step, picking this leg up, trying to pull it through. The baby sleeping, nice and gentle, right? If you create space here, it's gonna eliminate that, right? So push your hips up, pick this leg up, pull it through, stop it here. Now you have 2 right angles, front leg and back leg, so to speak. And then we talk about stability. Wrist, elbow, shoulder, shoulder, elbow, wrist is close to a stacked position. 5th position, pushing off the bottom hand, rotating that shoulder, and squaring that back hip up. Preparing for the 6th beat, which is standing straight up. Okay, 7th beat, reverse lunge. You can actually move that hip back, so you have 2 perpendicular right angles now. And then here, rotating that shoulder back into that stacked position. This is probably going to be the most difficult or most challenging, I'm assuming. Now, press into that hand again, pull that leg through, stay in this bridge position, beep, hip drops, beep, elbow drops, and then beep, right back down to the center.
So when you stand, so the times that all this time I've been doing it, when I start like this, but when I stand, I'm that way. But
That's
you
fine.
just stood this way.
Here's what's happening, which is not
Which
a couple different ways you can do it.
okay.
Good observation. Here, right, all the way up. I had to do it because I don't know which way. So here, right now, if you come here and I move my front leg, now I'm facing a different direction.
Right.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Same thing.
Oh, I thought.
Right?
Okay.
No, I've seen them done both ways. Both ways work. But I do this because I want to get that shoulder rotating. See that shoulder action? I'm here now, and then I have to rotate to keep it stable, and then either bring that back leg back to have square hips, so you can stand up square, or bring that front leg over, now you're still square. Either one works. Either the front leg is working or the back leg to swing around.
Either one.
Whatever you feel comfortable. As long as you're square when you stand up.
Yeah.
Cool? Alright, we're gonna do 3 rounds each. Oh, you ready for it? Can you do it? Can you bring it today? Because I'll fire it up, Felicia. On 3, ready? 1, 2. I'll take it. Nice work. Alright, so your work period, 4 exercises using beats per minute, increasing beats per minute, which means what? More faster. You're gonna move faster. You're increasing your reps. And it's gonna be a set amount of reps, set amount of beats per minute. 60 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest. I've been giving a little bit more than 30 seconds. I've been loose with that because it is very taxing. So you're welcome. 18 beats per minute is what we're starting with. I may bump it up to 20 beats per minute, but let's see how 18 goes. It's gonna be an Irish get-up, starting at your knees, okay? I was going to this prayer position. I don't know why. I'm gonna go fix because fitness is more massive. Just kidding, we're doing fitness. All right, so Irish get-up. First beat, boom, boom. Second beat, go back down with the same leg you came up with. Boom, boom. Third beat, boom, boom. Fourth beat, boom, boom. Okay, so you're never coming out of that low squat position. Whatever side you come up with, come down with, and then alternate. Make sense? Up, up, down, down. Create a nice little box for yourself. Staying in that kind of low squat position. Also think about this. It's partly mobility too. It might be difficult or more challenging for you as far as hip mobility goes. Think about bringing your hips to the center and not out. I have to do it. I'm not saying it's easy. My hips are tight, so I kind of swing out. But at least the thought process is there with each movement. Be intentional. Pull back, hip flexors, and try to bring it through. My ankle mobility isn't the best, and my hip mobility isn't the best. So I have a little bit of swing when I pull that hip through. Try not to. Be aware of it, but don't beat yourself up if you can't. I say that because it is challenging. Right. Again, 4 rounds of that. Next one's gonna be 24 beats per minute. It's gonna be broad jumps or jump squats. So we're using our hands and our hips. Okay? So broad jumps be hands here, or hands up, hips back. Soft landing, like you would do a box jump on the beat. Okay? And I emphasize the hands up, no matter what exercise you're doing. Hands up, hips back. Watch how far my hands go back. Okay, I'm using my upper body to build momentum to get myself higher. Explosiveness. What other exercise do you think that can relate to? On a different week that we do it all the time. Think about a deadlift. Think about a deadlift. If my hands were here, my hips were back, and I'm pulling, it would be that. Right? So I'm pulling up on the board and I'm pressing my hips forward. So these exercises correlate to different weeks. Just giving you a little bit of what we think about when we design these workouts. But that's going to be 24 beats per minute. Your 60 beats per minute is going to be plank, walkout. So beep, 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 beep. Same thing with the Irish get-ups. Whatever side you come out with is the side you come back in with. So it's a beep, 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 beep. Just keep that tempo. Try to keep your breathing in sync. It'll help you sustain the whole minute of work. Okay? One thing I want you to pay attention to with your planks, we talk about it all the time. At least I do, I know I do. You guys hear it all the time. If you're doing an overhead position, okay, for instance, I was holding that kettlebell up, right? Or a plate, what was I saying? Everything's stacked. Wrist, elbow, shoulder, shoulder, elbow, wrist, right? Everything's stacked. So if I'm in this position, obviously I'm working my core, squeezing the glutes, keeping the trunk nice and tight. That wrist is directly above my shoulder. Sorry. The wrist is directly below my shoulder for the best base of support. So all I have to come out is an inch, and my core is working harder. You don't have to come further out than this. If you wanted to play with some ranges of motion, sure, it's just going to be more taxing for your core. What I see a lot is people start here in their planks. Butts are in the air a little bit. I'm sure you've either felt it or seen somebody in this position, right? It's more challenging, especially now when you're going to reach out even further. Now there's more of a space here. Does that make sense? So try to start in a good strong position, and then you only have to come out a little bit. The exercise is going to catch up with you. I promise you. I did a few sets with the morning crew. That's going to be 60 beats per minute, plank walkout, and then your 120 beats per minute. A couple options for you guys. High knees, pop, 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 pop. The song you love. I've been using that joke all week long. The crowd loves it, Heather. I've been cracking up whenever I say it. Now, if that's too much for you and you have to bring it down, you can also march. Why does the military use that? Keeps them in rhythm, keeps the cadence. That is more challenging for me than high knees. I was trying to do that earlier. I was like, fuck, why is this more challenging? Think about the movement. It's a dead bug, basically.
Yeah.
Right? Primal movements, guys. These are primal movements that we can master just by changing the beats per minute. Does that make sense? Awesome. So all you need, actually you don't need any equipment. No equipment today. Let's go.